Good afternoon and welcome to the Tuesday, June 27th, 2023 Public Works Committee meeting. Now is time for a roll call and determination of quorum.
Lehman.
Here.
Evans.
Here.
Roberts.
Here.
Ham.
Here.
Stroman.
Here.
A quorum is present.
And now is time for adoption of the agenda.
Move it up. Second.
Have a motion to adopt by Councilman Lehman, a second by Councilman Evans. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Now it's time to move on to general public comment. This is a time for members of the public to discuss or express concerns to the committee on any issue not limited to items on the agenda. Action will not be taken at the meeting on any issue not on the agenda, except by placement on the agenda by unanimous vote of the council members present. I will open public comment. Mr. Swan, did you want to speak on this?
Yeah, I can.
You can come up to the dais and give us your name and tell us what is important for you today.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
James Swan. I'm with United Urban Warrior Society here in Rapid City. I was supposed to meet a young lady named Trinity Peoples here on an issue in regards to roadside memorials. Her brother was killed last year sometime, I don't have the dates, over by the Gap, and she had applied for a roadside memorial permit. One was given by the city. We have copies of that, or whoever gives them out. She got a copy of it. And then one of the homeowners there, even though it was on the easement, he kept coming out and ripping it out and throwing it in the bushes. So she contacted me. I went and talked to Rapid City Police Department, filed a complaint. Sergeant went and talked to him, told him he couldn't do that. That was an easement and she had a permit, blah, blah, blah. He said he would take care of it with his friends in the city. And a few weeks later, she got a notice that they accidentally gave her, they gave her that permit without, I mean, she wasn't supposed to get the permit, and so that it was null and void, and they reneged on the permit, and now this is why I'm here. She contacted me a couple of weeks ago, said, hey, James, can you meet me up there at the meeting and find out what's going on? I mean, these memorials are all over the place. I don't know that it needs to be permanent for years in and years out because it, you know, it's a distraction. I get that. But how can you pick one in one area of the town and not one in the other? I think that, and I don't have the guy's name. I wasn't really prepared to speak on this. I thought she would give all the details and I would just support her. The guy in question is a business owner, and we did some research on him and found out that he's on a government watch list. We can't get any information on it, but somehow he's connected with the good old boys. That's my perspective of this. And he got it pulled. He got him to take that permit back, and now she can't put that memorial up, and you know, her family's grieving, and I think they have a right to have that memorial under the, you know, the rules and regulations of the permit, which she did. I mean, they gave her all the particulars and told her where to put it and how to put it and blah, blah, blah. And she did. It was just whoever this guy was that made the big deal, and I'm sure it's on record, and I can get you that information if she doesn't show up or if she hasn't given somebody that information. But I just support the city allowing her to do that, even if it's for a limited time period. I think that would resolve that issue. You know, I don't support making and rallies and all that crap. We don't need all that, but you know, I just think that you guys should consider that. And I have sent her a lot of information in regards to roadside memorials, and I don't see no real reason why they reneged on her permit. You know, I really don't see it unless it's a good old boy thing. And a lot of you guys that know me know that I use that quite a bit. I've battled in here many times over the years, you know. So anyway, that's all like I said, I wasn't prepared to speak. She just asked me if I'd come and support her on this issue. So, but I know that there was a permit given. I actually have a copy of it at home. I didn't think I need to bring it. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, they just told her that, oh, we didn't mean to give that to you. Whoever gave that to you made an error, and now you can't have that roadside memorial anymore. So that's all I really have to say about it. And I'll follow up with her, with, you know, the city on this issue and go from there.
Thank you, James. I appreciate it. One thing could you do? Could you either send me a copy of that permit, or if you want to, you could walk across the street, take it to my office, and my secretary will make a copy of it.
Yeah,
but I'd like a copy of it.
Yeah, I'll bring it over to you.
All right. Thank you, James.
right.
I appreciate it.
All right.
Jeff, can I ask you one question? You know, I've only been on the council for a couple of days now, and I've never heard of a roadside permit. So,
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that either. It certainly doesn't come from our department. I don't know if that's something it's Dale is signaling that he might know something.
okay.
more.
Thank you. Dale, can you kind of give me a rundown on it?
The City of Rapid City Public Works Department issues permits for activities in the right-of-way. There are no permits issued for roadside memorials. Mr. Swan, I think correctly stated that one was issued by a new person in Public Works that didn't know what the rules were. We just don't, as practice, issue those permits. That's why it was revoked. We don't prohibit those types of things, but we don't permit them either.
I didn't think there was a permitting process. I had never heard of it. I know that a lot of these have came forward around town, I mean, for years and years, for decades. A lot of them are on private property. Not a lot of them that I've seen are in the right-of-way, but maybe this is something that we need to take a look at in the future. You know, if the other council members want to look at it, I think that it may be something we want to look at in the future. Anyway, I will close general public comment and we'll move on to consent items, items 1 through 4, and I will turn it back over to you, Mr. Tech.
Hey, John, she's here.
Hi, I'm Julie, sorry I'm late. But so would I be able to get it from anybody else? You know?
We don't have a permit, so you can't get a permit.
Okay.
So,
If I put it on city property, then that's wrong, or?
you know, that is a question I can't answer, because I can't give you permission to do something. And I know a lot of them have happened around town. I know a lot of them are all over around town, but nobody has given permission, and I can't do that.
Right, okay.
So, but the only thing I can tell you is what our Public Works Director just told us, that you were given a permit accidentally, you shouldn't have been given one.
Okay.
Because-
Very nice to be wrong.
Yeah, because we don't actually have a permit for that. But that's also why I asked the people here that maybe we should look into a permitting process for that. So, now I can't tell you not to do it, but I also can't tell you, I can't tell you to do it, but I also can't tell you not to do it. But, okay?
I'll follow up with you, John, on that. I'll give you a copy of that, and then you let me know what the city says, and then I'll contact her and let her know.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, I see them all over too, and, you know, there's gotta be some kind of legality attached to it, or some, you know, policy. If not, we should make one, right?
Yeah, and that's what I asked the board here. Okay, thank you, James. Thank you. Anyway, sorry about that, Dale. We'll move back to you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll speak to items 2 through 4 on the agenda. Item number 2 is a final change order for a project for the facility demolition out on Dias Avenue, decrease of $2,000. Item number 3 is an amendment to a final design contract for for Avid4 Engineering. They were selected a couple of years ago for evaluating streets in what we call the Canyon Lake District, more or less the streets, residential streets bounded by Canyon Lake Drive and Jackson Boulevard and 32nd Street. The primary purpose for the evaluation were sewer. We have sewer issues in that area. So this amendment will bring forward 3 biddable projects consisting of segments of 7 different streets over the next number of years. So that's the reason for this contract amendment in front of you. And then item number 4 is our annual purchase of garbage and recycling containers. We utilize the Omnia joint purchasing contracts through Rarick Pacific Company. I don't have the number. I think last year you asked me how many containers this was, and I don't have that number in front of me this year, but I think it's a couple thousand. And they would be mixed between garbage containers and recycling containers. And with that, I'll stand by for questions.
Do we have any questions from anyone on the dais? If we don't, okay, go ahead, Mr. Stroman.
Thank you, Chair. May I direct question to Mr. Tech?
You may.
Dale, on this item 3, the Canyon Lake District streets, which, boy, they definitely need work. I was down there recently, and I think it's a very good project for you. I'm just wondering why the cost went up so much. I mean, is that materials or is it?
This is a professional services, so this is the design effort necessary to do all the surveying work, all the right-of-way work, all the design work, all of the bidding services, which is a different phase from the initial phase.
Okay, so this phase was not included in the initial design, then, and that's
Correct.
design
There was a
is-
preliminary design, and this would be final design services.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I yield.
Thank you. Do we have any more questions? We have a motion to approve. Second. And a second. So we have a motion by Councilman Evans, a second by Councilman Ham. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passes. Do we have a motion to adjourn? We have a motion to adjourn and a second. All in favor? Aye. Thank you.